The little girl had just finished her biology class when an idea unexpectedly led to disaster. She tucked an egg into her bed, convinced that with enough warmth she could hatch it herself. But within just a few days, the egg grew uncontrollably, expanding so much that it nearly took over her entire bed. That afternoon, when the girl came home from school, she accidentally walked in on her mother with a strange man. Shocked, she confronted her mother, but her mother simply brushed it off, claiming that the man was just a friend and telling her to focus on preparing for her dance exam. That was all she should be worried about. Heartbroken but unable to tell her father, the girl curled up in bed that night, clutching the egg and crying silently. What she didn't expect was that the egg, absorbing her warm tears, would suddenly crack open. A slimy black claw slowly stretched out from the shell. Its terrifying appearance looked nothing like a baby chick. The girl, horrified, scrambled into her closet, peeking through the gap in the doors. She watched in terror as a creature emerged from the egg, its entire body slick with mucus, reeking of decay, and still covered in patchy, half-formed feathers. Suddenly, the sound of shattering glass rang through the room. The girl rushed out to see that the creature had smashed a hole through her window and disappeared into the night. She thought maybe the creature had simply returned to the wild, but when midnight came, it found its way back. Slowly, it crept toward her. She stared at the monstrous being before her, certain that her life was about to end. But instead of attacking, the creature lifted one of its claws, revealing a wound, and looked at her as if asking for help. Summoning her courage, she yanked out the thorn embedded in its flesh. The creature howled in pain, making the girl recoil and cover her eyes, but to her surprise, it mimicked her movement, covering its own face just like she had. The creature gazed at her with innocent eyes. That was when she realized it had imprinted on her. She hesitantly reached out and stroked it, and the creature responded by grasping her hand. In that moment, the terrifying monster seemed almost adorable. Overcome with sympathy, she decided to keep it as a secret pet, hiding it from her parents. To mask its foul odor, she gave it a bath, and soon, the girl and the strange bird-like creature were happily playing together. What she didn't realize was that this was no ordinary pet. It was a terrifying monster, and her kindness was about to bring disaster upon her entire family. That night, she let the creature sleep in her bed. In the middle of the night, the neighbor's dog started barking incessantly, making the girl irritated. Annoyed, she muttered, "Ugh, that damn dog." She didn't think much of it at the time, but the creature remembered. The next morning, as soon as she opened her eyes, she was met with a horrifying sight.